Invite our next speaker from ARC Advisory Group, Mr. G. Ganapathiraman, VP and GM, ARC Advisory Group India. He'll be speaking on the topic of digital transformation overview. Mr. Raman, request you to take over the presentation.
On my screen. Is screen visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's been a great morning session so far, presenting presenters from sponsors and across the globe. So this is my speak will be on the digital transformation. I'll be covering in my presentation concepts of digital transformation as ARC perceives. Maybe some of these presentations what I made last year might be a repeat this time, but still it's okay. I'm also adding up a block for the survey what we did last year on the digital transformation journey. So it's the combination of concepts when the survey what was done for India. Okay. A little bit about ARC. I'm sure quite many of you are familiar. This is founded in 1986. This is a global firm. We do a lot of coverage in terms of domain and as in terms of industry. So it covers almost every industry and every domain. The agenda for this will be the digital transformation, planning and managing your digital transformation, 21st century software, and then end user survey on digital transformation on Indian manufacturing industry. Let me just talk before I start into the main presentation. So what happened, what's happening in the mobile technology? If we take as an example on technology, innovation and disruption. So when we started the telephones as a mobile, we find the miniaturization happened. Then we have the other things happening. We have the features getting into the phones with the larger screens, and we started using the phones for the text messages. So that's why the technology adoption started. Then as the miniaturization improved and the applications increased, so you suddenly find your mobile phone is sort of a computer in your pocket. You can see Apple having a lot of information. Then the transformation started. So you start navigating the maps, you keep using for Uber, Facebook, WhatsApp, so a lot more. So what started as a simple communicating device has now become a massive applications. Okay, what next? We don't know. This is how the transformation has taken place on the mobile telephones. Now let's look at the technology, innovation, disruption in the industrial segment. So you almost, I'm sure everyone is familiar on the cloud, IoT, connectivity, network communications, mobility, artificial intelligence. I'm sure you'll keep listening to this in the coming 2 days of our presentation. Okay, so what's happening into this? As a natural phenomenon, as you heard from Bentley today and other Reliance, the asset uptime, asset performance management, operation performance management are the key that's already being adopted by people. Okay, so what's a game changer? It's anyone's guess, because first time in the industry we find that a lot of technology adoptions are taking place, and what is going to be the impact of the industry across all phases? That's something we need to see the way we saw in the mobile phone. So we see in the next few years, already many things are happening now. The next few years is going to be a big interesting times for all of us to see all these several technologies being adopted across the industry and implementations going in a big way. So digital transformation. So quite a few speakers spoke about digital transformation before me. So, but primarily it comprises of disruptive technology, entrepreneurial innovation, and government initiatives. So industries, infrastructure, and cities are getting reinvented. So every organization, ARC feels, needs a digital transformation. As we have seen in the current case of COVID, the digital transformation has been the prime focus in which the people could start working at home and continue to support their businesses across the globe. So what are the strategies of digital transformation? So ARC has conceived about 6 dimensions of transformation and optimization. So starting from a smart design, so we start conceiving a product plan, always conceiving that the design will get connected across the globe. And then when we design is constructed, so we keep looking at the products of smart products being conceived, that this product gets connected across the place. And then once you design and then once you have the product, so you need to ensure that you have a smart supply chain, you're able to fulfill the supply chains across all the places. And then you need to start looking at, once you have the design, once you have the smart connected product, you have the supply chain, you start focusing on how do you transform the business process. Am I comfortable with the new design, new product conception, supply chain integrated? Do I need to revisit the business processes? So I start looking at the business processes. And then once we've done all these 4 segments, then we start looking at how do we start monitoring the plants, what are the outcomes, what are the service life cycle agreements. So that's the next becomes a big focus. Having done all that, it becomes very important that we start focusing on asset performance and operation management as we understand what's happening. Okay?
फोटो माझा त्यांनी काय कोणी नरेंद्र
Someone is. So in terms of digital transformation and comprehensive planning is needed. So in terms of technologies, we already talked about several technologies: artificial intelligence, analytics, communication, IoT platforms. And then the results or the outcomes: operation, maintenance services, supply chain logistics, connected things, and business and ecosystem. And then we start focusing on the change impact, people, culture, business processes, operations, products. Then if for all these things to be supported, the management should be quite interested and innovative, and the strategies and governance, that becomes the next big change. So when you start a digital transformation, we need to focus on technologies, outcomes, change impact, and management. So all the 4 going in sync is what is going to make a big impact on the digital transformation. 21st century software. So when we start looking at the 21st century software, what we see from the client server architecture, that it's going to move into the microservices, and you have a lot of digital platforms which are coming into the picture, which will help you for implementation of the microservices based application. They're all moving to the plant. It's not going to remain only on your mobile. It is going to move into the industry and industrial platforms. Coming to the evolution of IT systems, coming from the last century, from development apps, and then now moving towards microservices, and then app deployment, moving from physical to containers. Now you see the infrastructure moving from data center, hosted private cloud to cloud. So this is the future, which is already happening at several industries at present. Gaps, the list is very big, whether it is MES, whether it is IoT, whether it is wearables, everything is happening in pieces in several industries. We expect all this will get into the picture for the digital transformation. Each company needs to decide how much of this they want to implement for their digital transformation, in parts or in pieces, or go in holistically. Okay. Coming to the, again, what type of companies expectations on the 21st century software? We had MES, computerized management system, laboratory information management system, quality management system, all in separate subsets on the software. Now all getting moved into platform and micro apps. You have a lot of ledgers, predictive management, everything is moving into the platforms and micro app services being operated from cloud. So that is such 21st century software, what is going to be happening. Coming to the digital enterprise opportunities, we can segment up into industrial operations and products and services. So we are segmenting into operations. You have the asset performance management, which focuses on predictive maintenance, asset uptime, and then optimize production, coordinate with maintenance, improve response and flexibility. Coming to digital products and services, we need to design, build smart and connected products, and then provide aftermarket services. So this is the biggest opportunity for building a digital enterprise: digital industrial operations and digital products and services. So how does the digitization industry, the great digitization of industry is taking place? So it cuts across smart operations, smart products and services, artificial intelligence, machine learning and analytics, connected things, new technology stack, and industry and government initiatives. So if you look at the scenario across the globe, so we have a huge push on terms of moving towards digitalization as a big business prospects across all the industry. As I mentioned already, we have seen the impact of COVID cutting across the industry and then the huge push that's coming up because of the digitalization needs and serving the customers. ARC did an end user survey couple of last year on the digital transformation that's happening in India, that happened and happening in India. The scope of the survey is intended to shed light upon the digital transformation of industry, including IoT uptake in the industrial space. The target audience is the end users, industrial manufacturing companies, and machine builders, OEMs, other manufacturing companies involved in the operations technology. So this is the target audience. This was the scope of the survey. ARC globally did a survey on the digital transformation readiness on the disconnect between the desire and sustainable success global survey. So if you look at the global survey done from ARC, more than 80% of the industrial process manufacturers are piloting towards advanced technology. When we say piloting towards advanced technology, it means on the advanced analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and remote services are the big push for the process manufacturers. And many of the companies have started using the pilot projects to get into this journey. And less than 11% believe that they are ready for the digital transformation. So if you see the gap, 80% are piloting towards advanced technology, but less than 11% are say they are ready for the transformation in full swing. So the desire to have a digital transformation and the plan, the gap is quite big. This is global survey. So let me come to the in India. In the Indian context, the company demographics, what has been done is the industrial machines about 15%, automotive is about 12%, mining and metals, the participant percentage is 9%, aerospace is about 6.1%, chemical and petrochemical about 6%, electric power about 6%, and the rest of the industries like semiconductors, food and beverage, cement and glass is around 3%, the others is about 36%. In terms of the continuing the company democracies, in terms of the company size, under 500 million is about 56%, 500 million to $1 billion is about 3.1%, and 1 billion to 5 billion is about 15.6%. So this is the breakup of the company democracies. Of course, I missed the above 5 million is about 25%. So you can see we covered right from a small 500 million to about 25 billion as the company demographics. Then, in terms of level of participation, we have about C-level executives about 17.5%, executive management around 53%, and then functional or supervisory management about 18%, individual contributors about 3%, others are around 9%. Okay. And then coming to the breakup in terms of the operations is about 3%. Engineering constitutes a major portion of the survey because obviously engineering leads the way in pushing the technology adoption as well as the digital transformation. That constitutes about 47%. IT constitutes about 18%. Maintenance about 6%. And then the business people who are involved in the business decisions about 12%. The others is around 15%. Then we'll get into the survey questions and the responses from the candidates. So importance of achieving digital transformation to companies' future success. So about 3% said they are neutral, 41% said they are very important, 56% said that is very important. The next question, does the company, that is your company, do you have a well-structured IoT digital transformation strategy? So 27% said really not so, and 62% said they have a basic strategy, and about 12% said they have a robot strategy. So you can see here, only 62% people said they have a basic strategy. Okay, and only 12% have a robust strategy. This more or less falls in line with the global survey, which said about 12% are only ready for the digital transformation. Does the company have a realistic IoT digital transformation roadmap? So for that, the answer is about 12% said no. 50% they said about limited roadmap, and there are pilot projects and they are in the learning process. 30% said they have a moderate roadmap. They have a clear business goal, but a small footprint. Only 9% said they have a comprehensive roadmap, solid regional and enterprise-wide road plan. So in terms of a complete plan, there are about only 9% who said they have a clear plan. Then the satisfaction level of company's progress in executing the strategy and roadmap. If you look at it, there are about 3% people said they're very dissatisfied, about 9% said they're dissatisfied. Nearly 50%, 49% people said they are neutral, they are not making any comments. 33% said they're satisfied. Only 6% people said they are very satisfied with the strategy for digital transformation. So the next question, are you as a company, what is your level in terms of industry digital transformation journey? So nearly 6% said they are behind the curve, 44% said we are still learning, and 47% said they are actively adopting. Only 3% felt they are among the leaders. So you can see in terms of IoT adoption, the leadership in terms of the very active leadership is only 3%. This is a survey done last year. We are very certain that this is going to change after COVID in 2020 as well as 2021. We expect when we do a survey next year, we are quite certain that the jump will be quite a lot in terms of the digital transformation experience. The next question is, what do you see as the biggest potential IoT performance improvement areas for your organization? So obviously, as we talked about the initial status of the adoption of new technologies, plant operating performance through improved execution is one of the highest beneficiaries, about 62%. Plant operating performance through improved maintenance and asset uptime, that's the next big success factor for IoT improvement, about 56%. Inventory optimization, that's the next level of optimization and IoT improvement, about 50%. Demand forecasting will be around 42%. Plant operating performance is expected to be around 41%. Sustainability compliance to many standards will be about 38%. Improvements in warehouse performance about 30%. And then the transportation operating performance will be around 20%. So we see a big top 10 parameters as seen by ARC, which is going to improve the performance improvement of your organization. Next is the next level of performance improvements on IoT is concerned. We expect the design optimization from in-service product performance data is going to be pretty high, about 50%. The next highest will be the energy consumption. The energy consumption we expect with the kind of monitoring that will come into picture through IoT is going to bring it to about 47%. The product functionality and quality also will improve by about 40% because everything is getting connected. That is also reflected in the new smart products and new features and capabilities. So it will be possible to reduce the warranty costs because of this action of continuous monitoring done. Okay, and every company expects that we'll be able to grow in replacement parts and supply opportunities. So as such, adopting IoT or a digital transformation initiative is going to help with several parameters across the company. What is the next topic in terms of survey questions? So what is the biggest potential for IoT business improvement areas for your organization? So almost everyone said that creating new markets will be one of the biggest push. About 56% of the people said creating new markets will be the biggest thrust for the organization. And some others said growing the existing markets. That's also equally important. You can't simply walk away from the existing market and go to the new market. That also becomes a core, about 44%. And then the next improvement possibilities are the improving the business responsiveness and agility. So it helps you to remain agile, having the information at your fingertips. And then the new services offerings come into picture with smart connected products. So that's about 40%. And then IoT, everyone expects you that will be a possibility of entering new business models and new revenue streams, which is already happening because of the COVID. We already seen the new business models supporting remote monitoring. And there are another set of survey participants who said the market share will definitely increase with the digital transformation initiative. And then one of the most important things we keep talking, the new young people, what we call them as millennials, they'll find it quite attractive to be part of your organization because the digital transformation initiatives will make them current to remain in the business. What hurdles must be overcome in pursuit of your digital transformation? So as much you see the business opportunities, there are issues which needs to be addressed when you go for a digital transformation journey. So definitely the cyber security, data security, privacy, and confidentiality. This is the topmost in every business, every company, every employee's mind. This around 70% is a big issue which needs to be addressed by every company before they jump into a digital transformation. The next issue is lack of standards. There are a lot of technologies which are coming to the picture for adoption, but there are no very clear standards which tell you do this, you achieve industry 4.0. So you don't have a clear-cut industry standards which tells you that you do this, you will achieve this transformation. So it is not so. That means people need to think and build their own standards while implementing the solutions. The next most important thing when you talk about digital transformation, everyone says we are already running the company for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So what is the need for additional investment? So there's a lack of budget. So people cannot go ahead on digital transformation until the budget is assured. Despite all the talk of digital transformation, the gap between IT and OT is still pretty big. The operations people still do not believe that they need to use the IT tools 100%. The IT people feel the operations people do not like to use the IT tools. So the gap is still big, though it is closing down in several big organizations, big corporates, medium-sized companies. You find SMEs which contribute large to the industry in India and across the globe. That gap is still pretty high, so that needs to be addressed. And then this return on investment or a business case for digital transformation, it is not easy to push through a proposal on ROI for digital transformation. You say this machine has failed, the bearings are broken. It's very easy to get the budget for replacing the bearing or a pump. But when you say I need this much investment to build a business case, that's not that easy. And then many people feel that I've been running the plant safely. Why should I invest? And then am I running into a risk of introducing new technology? So the risk awareness which people feel also makes a big impact for a digital transformation. And then one of the other most important thing is the management vision. If people are not having a vision, the management does not feel that adoption of new technology and digital transformation initiative is going to help them in the digital transformation, it's not going to help them to move forward. So you have a lot of issues like this which are need to be addressed, like legacy system. What do we do with the legacy system? I can't simply scrap it and move to a new technology. And then do I have enough analytics to understand the talent what I have? Do you have the talent for me within the company for going for this transformation? Do I need to invest a lot of money and time to retrain the people? Oh, the next issue, always the management is concerned. I need to train my people for multiple technologies. Will they be interested? Will I be able to sustain them? And then what are the business opportunities across multiple silos? How do I integrate all of them? Okay. And then when I do a business transformation, how do I have the information on the current machine health? Do you have enough information on the machine health for me to do a digital transformation? And then do I have the bandwidth to do that in terms of technology, in terms of people? Are we ready? Or should I do? Should I do this? Wait for somebody else to do. Why should I rush myself in digital transformation? There are many companies who feel let somebody else do first, then I'll just follow them. So these are all some of the feedback responses what we received right from cybersecurity to aftermarket services as the big issues what people need to decide as the hurdles to overcome before you do go ahead on the digital transformation. Coming up, then what is the final recommendation from ARC for a successful digital transformation? Please make honest assessment of your organization's readiness for digital transformation. Willingness and ability, both are quite important for an organization. If you're not willing People are not willing, the management is not willing, and the management feels they have the technology and capabilities to do so. You need to be very realistic on assessing yourself. And then without people getting involved, and then you don't have a leading workforce, it's not going to help you for the cultural change. And then the strategy has to be quite cohesive. You can't have an assorted decision making that you do some pilot for the sake of satisfying yourself or putting a face to the other people that have digital transformation strategy. That's not going to help you. You need to have a comprehensive strategy, connect it in with realistic solutions, and then take a decision. If not anything, when you do a digital transformation strategy, you need to be pretty flexible. How much you are able to change in terms of data management and cybersecurity. If you are not flexible, you will not be able to change the company's decisions as the things evolve. And then always have a measure to have a success. What did you define a success? Not only in terms of time and cost budgets and accountability. Unless you have a very clear matrix for measuring success, it's not going to help you for achieving the digital transformation initiatives what you started. So please make a honest assessment, account for the human element, have a comprehensive strategy, and also be flexible, and also have the ability to measure success in all your digital transformation initiatives. Please be clear, you are changing the world, whether it is energy infrastructure, auto, aero machinery, smart cities, utilities, industries like food, pharma, chemicals, safety, security, cyber security. The decisions are with you. You need to be clear as to what you want to do, and you are responsible for changing your company, which in terms will help you to change a lot of other factors. ARC has formed a Digital Transformation Council, which is there for the last 3 years. This Digital Transformation Council membership is free only for end users. End users also decide like utilities like Reliance or NTPC or fertilizer, several other companies. This is free. It's not free for suppliers. Well, in the council, people discuss about the various adoption mechanisms, what the companies have done, and this will help you. And ARC will keep feeding the information to these end users, ARC's knowledge and expertise, and helping the members of the community on the digital transformation. This is my last slide. So we also have a newsletters, Industrial IoT and Industrial Movement. This is free for all the people, suppliers as well as end users. You can log into our website and then become a member so that you get updated with all this news, what's happening in the industry, supply chain, operational viewpoints, logistic viewpoints, company news. So you have a lot of information flowing in from ARC's website. Thank you for the presentation and the opportunity given by ARC. This is my 9th year, and this has been excellent. This is the first virtual forum done by us. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Raman. It has been a very excellent presentation throughout. So thank you again for your nice presentation.